Welcome back to another book review, except this isn't like all the other book reviews. This one's going to be different. This one's going to be special to me as a person, as a book enthusiast, as a reading lover. Because this isn't just going to be one book. It's not going to be two books. It's going to be 5. I'm still struggling to find this camera on this laptop, and I've been doing this for almost a year. I have issues. Anyway, no. But this series is special and dear to my heart because I didn't start reading until 7th grade. In 7th grade, I actually started to read books. I legit read them, not listen to them. Because in 6th grade, I was all about them pages and reading counts, but I was in resource, so I had that ability to use cassette tapes. You know, just put in there, you put on headphones, and you go out and you listen to the book, and then you just use what you heard on the test, and you score an 8, 10, an 8, 9, 10 out of 10, and then you get the pages. Like, that's how I read the series of 4. Well, I didn't read it. I listened to 1 through 12 in the series of Fortune Event, and then read the 13th one in 8th grade. But after that, I didn't do the cassette tapes in 7th grade. I actually read, and the very first book I ever read was A Time for Andrew, which is a ghost story about a marble game or whatever. And you should look up if you want to. But the second book I ever read, it's special to me, and it's special to me for more than one reason. One, it's one of my favorite books of all time. 2, it's a book I read with my mom because I was 13, and I was just getting into reading. And my mother's the big reader. My dad doesn't read at all. He got a Rocky book and he never read it because he just doesn't read. And then my mom learned that I was reading, and she grabbed onto it. She grasped it because her son was finally reading. And now look at me. I'm writing. I'm entertaining. Where look we go. I write poetry. I write short stories. I write whatever I want to write, basically. But at the time, it was new to her, or well, it was something that she'd been looking forward to for a really long time. And I read almost the whole entire book series in 7th grade because, well, it had pretty much come out, or all of them had pretty much come out when I was in 7th grade, except for the 5th and final book. Yeah, it's a 5-book series. And I'm pretty sure if you know me and what I was talking about, or what I've alluded to, or the fact that the title's going to have it, and they're in the picture. It's Percy Jackson. Okay. Percy Jackson. You can never have enough of Percy Jackson. Never. Just, you can't. And like I said, the book series had pretty much come out while I was in 7th grade, which is why the 5th book's the only one in hardback, because the other 4 had already come out when I started reading them. But yeah, we read them together. Like, we would read every other chapter to each other wherever we went, whether we were driving or whether she was driving and I was doing whatever. We read it together. We read I think we read 2 chapters and then we switched, or we read every other chapter. Not every other chapter. We switched after every chapter. We switched. I don't know, one of the 2, but we read them out loud, and since then I've read the books at least a good 3 times. But this book series is amazing to me. I mean, yeah, The Lightning Thief is a really great book. It's the beginning, essentially, and it's the 2nd longest book. But Percy Jackson, like I said, was my favorite. He is my favorite character. Like, of the fictional medium. If anything, video games, TV shows, movies, books, he's it. He's my favorite fictional character. Nothing has topped him. And The Sea of Monsters, while being short, it was cute. It was a good book too. I own both the movies, The Lightning Thief and Sea of Monsters. And secretly, I want them to do the Titan Curse, but I have a feeling they're not going to, which is sucks. But yeah, the second one had its cute. I mean, they both had their cute things. And honestly, I'm just using this as an excuse to fanboy over it, pretty much, because that's my favorite book series of all time. Nothing has topped Percy Jackson since I read it. And I've read a lot of book series since reading this, because this was literally the first book series I ever read. Series of Fortune didn't count because I didn't read it. I listened to it. Okay. I did read the 13th book though, because I was in 8th grade, and while the librarians at the high school didn't really know me, because when I was in high school, I didn't go to the library for books. I got the book for myself and read it, which is why my library in my room has pretty much no room left. But in junior high, that was what I did. I went and I got books from the library like almost every other day. Like, they knew me on a first name basis. They're like, oh, it's Philip again. And it was awesome being in junior high. Like, junior high, the only good thing about junior high that I can think of off the top of my head was the reading, was the books. The experience, the books that I got from the library were all awesome and fun. And about the only book series I think this was it. This was the only book series in junior high that I didn't own, other than Harry Potter, which I read after this, by the way. And Harry Potter's still great. I still love it. That's why I use it to prop. It's pretty much my tripod. I use it as a tripod, pretty much. Is Half-Blood Prince and Goblet of Fire and Order of Phoenix. Yeah, I use those two, and other stuff too. I use a lot of stuff for a tripod, pretty much. But yeah, these books are so great, and the Titan's Curse. Again, it's beautiful. Okay, I mean, you can see the wear and tear in the books, because I love them. I love the humor. I love the chapter titles. I love everything about the books. My only regret is that when he was writing Percy Jackson, the books were only 200 to 300 pages. He didn't break 400. He didn't break 500. Like he does with these new books. Like almost every book in the Heroes of Olympus is over 500 pages. Literally, the shortest book in that series is 513 or 14 pages. And it's the second one, The Son of Neptune. Magnus Chase, as I reviewed, was 491 pages. It's ridiculous. But the longest book in this book series is only 381 pages. And, of course, The Battle of the Labyrinth, which, if y'all can't guess, this is my favorite book. Why? Duh. Its main gimmick is a maze. What more could you want? If you're a maze enthusiast. I love mazes, personally. I love labyrinths. The idea of labyrinths, they intrigue me. Like, it captures my attention. Like, I literally, if you put a maze in front of me and you tell me to go through it, I would run in there. No hesitation. I'd be running through that maze like a madman, and everybody would look at me, gawking at me, and being like, what the ever-loving hell is this kid on? But honestly, not only that, is it's Annabeth's quest. Annabeth is my second favorite character in the whole entire series. Like, that's even including the Heroes of Olympus. Like, I might do a list of my top 10 favorite Percy Jackson characters just because I can. But honestly, dude, this book series is amazing. I remember reading it to this day, and my memory isn't the greatest when it comes to like this stuff, which is why I like to own the physical copy of the book so I can reread it and relive the experience, reimagine it, and like just re-go over stuff and look at new details I didn't pick up the first time I read it. And this series is what got me into Rick Riordan. Like, this series is probably what got a lot of people into Rick Riordan. I just can't gush over this book series enough. It's perfect for me. I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't. The gods are amazing. Poseidon, Zeus, like almost every single god you can think of. The way Ares is used as a villain, and the first book is just phenomenal. Athena, the way Athena's used, Aphrodite, like almost every god has been used in this series that is Greek and prominent. Like almost any big Greek god you can think of: Poseidon, Zeus, Hades, Athena, Aphrodite, Ares, Hermes, Hephaestus. There's a lot more. That's not even getting into giants, Kronos and his little goons. Don't ask me to pronounce their names because most of them I probably can't even remember. Like, not many of them are used in this series. Like, I think one's used in this series. And that's Kronos himself. Typhon doesn't count. Typhon's a freaking monster, okay? Typhon does not count at all. He is a monster. But yeah, Grover's like a really great sidekick, and I don't know why, but the one thing about Grover that I've always never had a gripe about with the movie is that I've always pictured him black. I don't know why. I just have. Like, in my mind, he's always been black. So that never bothered me. Like, literally, when I first read the book, I can't remember them describing his skin color at any point in time. So my mind always imagined him black or colored or however you want to say it, African American. I don't care. Which I didn't have a problem with. And then Percy, and Percy's just the greatest ever. Sending Medusa's head to the gods with a sarcastic note. Yeah, that's something I would do. It's freaking great. Oh my god. But it's just all 5 books. Oh my god, it's great. I mean, they're short books compared to the books I read now, or compared to the books he even writes now. They're short. Like 370, 200 and some, 312, 3. Oh, excuse me. Wait, Battle of the Labyrinth's a bit shorter than the first one, but not much. It's like 361. Is that what it's called? Yeah. 361. And this one's like 370 something. That's 381. Don't ask me why I remember these page numbers. I just do. The books are really great, and like I said, the Battle of Labyrinth is my favorite because it deals with a maze, and y'all know how crazy nuts I am about mazes. Mazes are amazing. They're great. The Sea of Monsters is my least favorite book in the series, but I still love it to death. Then it probably goes the Sea of Monsters, the Titan's Curse, the Lightning Thief, the Last Olympian, and the Battle of the Labyrinth, from least to favorite. But whatever. Annabeth's one of the greatest. She's a really great character. I love Annabeth. She's an awesome, kick-ass girl. What more could you ask for in a lead female character? Like, honestly. And then Chiron. I always used to pronounce it Chiron. I don't know why. The CH just kind of Chiron to me. But it's Chiron. And then Dionysus. Oh my god. Peter Johnson. Get over here. No, I don't. Oh, the way Dionysus was used is weird. I don't even know if that's how to pronounce his name. I don't really care. But that's how I'm going to say it. Dionysus. I don't care. You can flip at me in the comments for whatever my pronunciation. Whatever. Don't care. But the book series is great. It's my favorite book series of all time. And I just wanted to use this to comment over it because this is literally the series that got me into reading in general. Like, I read A Time for Andrew before this, but that was like a measly 166 pages, because it was just a short little ghost story about a boy who went back in time to cover for Andrew, and his name's Andrew, coincidentally. But this series is really what got me into reading as a whole. I probably would have never read Harry Potter, the Chronicles of Nick, the Kane Chronicles, the Heroes of Olympus, Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard now, Hunger Games, the Divergent series, the Maze Runner. Oh my god, what were those books? Spooksville, Goosebumps, Dragon Realm. About the only mainstream books I can think of that I didn't read was I didn't read Aragon, even though I probably would have if I had the accessibility to it, but my mom gave them all to Pete, so oh yeah, it was Screw Twilight. Never gonna read that. No. There was another one, but I can't remember. But it's just the greatest book series of all time, and if you haven't read it, then who are you, and what are you? If you haven't read it, then you're just not a reader. I'm kidding, you probably just don't like young adult novels, whatever. Anyway, I recommend this book with my whole entire being. Not just this book. This is book 5. Don't start with this book. This is the final book. You start with this book and you work your way up to this book. That's how this works. 1, 5. There's 2, 3, 4 in the middle. And don't skip the Battle of Labyrinth because it's a really great book. And I'm not just saying that because it's my favorite. Yeah, I am. What am I saying? Of course I am. Anyway, wholeheartedly, you just get the book. Just give it a chance. Just give it a chance. If you haven't already, which odds are if you haven't, then I don't know if I can be friends with you. I'm kidding. I'm friends with tons of people who haven't read it, like Colton. But then again, Colton probably knows everything about it anyway because I always tell him everything about it. Or I've pretty much told him everything about it. Anyway, before I continue on with this rant about how much, or this gush fanboy, whatever you want to call it, over Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, I'm going to stop. Because I have to, or else I'm just going to keep on rambling. Anyway, hope you all have a great day. Remember, only you can be the best you can possibly be, and don't let anybody else change you. Be you. That's the only thing anybody can ask for is for you to be you. Ta-ta. For now.